Morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do the reading for the lovely sign of Pisces. I always do this little blurb because I feel like it is really important to some people, because sometimes people will ask me, when you talk about watching different signs or different aspects, what do you mean by that? So if I were to say to you, what sign are you? You'd probably answer with your sun sign, which would be Pisces. However, in other kinds of astrology, the moon sign is most, I guess, important. The moon sign, the rising, the Venus are the ones that we sort of generally look at when we're watching videos like this. So that could mean you've got Pisces in your moon. It's slightly different to having Pisces in your sun sign. If you want to find out where all your planets were when you were born so you can watch other videos, then I would suggest you go to somewhere like Cafe Astrology and download a birth chart. Now, I'm not sure, but Cafe Astrology and a few others used to provide you with a free birth chart so you could have a good look at who you are, whatever, at the time of your birth. So, for example, if you had Pisces in your Venus, it would mean that you love like a Pisces. Your love language is that of a Pisces. So you can go and have a look and find out where they all are. Now, I know from watching and listening to the videos myself, sometimes I can listen to a video that has been made for somebody completely different and it resonates with me. What does that mean? So when you're watching a video and it feels like you're reading, then it more than likely is, and it's more than likely relating to something else somewhere in your chart. But what happens with a lot of people, they go, oh, that's not for me, I'm not a Pisces. But that doesn't work that way, because you could have Pisces somewhere in your chart and you don't know where it is. So good idea to do a natal chart, birth chart, and get to know those aspects of your chart which sort of open up your world a little bit. So when we're a Pisces sun sign, it doesn't mean we just have that sign. It means we can be a lot of different things, and that is why we are different to another Pisces. While we have things in common, we may be sort of quite different. So good idea to do that. All you've got to do is Google birth chart or natal chart. You need the details of your birth. However, if you do not have the time of your birth chart will still be reasonably accurate. If you do have the time of birth, then you can access your rising. But if you don't, it will just give you a general overview of the rest of the chart. You can have your rising estimated by an astrologer. It would cost you money to do that, but if you're really interested and want to really get down and dirty with your astrological sign, good idea to try that. So firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. I'm so grateful for all your beautiful comments and your support, whether you've been with me for a long time or whether you have been with me recently. I want to welcome you on board. If you would like to contact me for personal readings, for life coaching, or any of the other things that I do, I don't have a website at the moment. I have closed it down while things are a little quieter. So please email me on the Aussie Goddess, all one word, @gmail.com. All right, Pisces, I am ready to get into your reading. Okay, so we're starting off with the Justice card. So the Justice card for me can talk about all things legal. It can talk about going through a court case, applying to the courts, those sort of things. It could be that you're in trouble with the police. So I always think, just be a little cautious when this card comes up for you to watch that you're doing the right thing on the roads, for example. It also can talk about karmic justice. So things coming around because it's time for them to be acknowledged, worked through. Sometimes this means we've completed some sort of cycle. It can talk about us seeing what I would think of as retribution for perhaps past lives, so things coming to us because we've worked through our karma in this lifetime. But it can have a whole range of meanings. Now, we do have behind that the Knight of Cups. Now, I know I use different decks for readings now throughout. So if I do one deck for what's cracking, I use a different deck for this particular reading. I change my decks regularly, but I can have 3 or 4 decks out. It doesn't matter. You still keep pulling the same cards because the energies are out in the universe. So the Knight of Cups was the card that came out in the What's Cracking reading, and we did have the Karma card come with that. So that's a pretty big deck to get already 2 cards that were in the What's Cracking. This one, however, wasn't. So there is an 8 of Swords here with an 8 of Cups and a page. You're getting some sort of communication from somebody who did the wrong thing in the past. They want to talk to you here. They want a second chance here. And because I have the Karma card, I would say to you, this is part of your journey, that you have this energy of having a connection with somebody that you need to work through. Now, sometimes this can be a good thing. This person can have done some work. You could have done your work and you could have worked through the energies that you needed to get round to today. I always say when you have a breakup with somebody, you know, even if you don't consider that it was your fault that it's broken up, because we all feel that, you know, sometimes somebody does the wrong thing by us, I still think you need healing. I still think you need to take time out, even if it wasn't you to blame. Like, for example, you've been ghosted. It would be a really good idea to see why you've had this connection with this person and what you need to learn from that. Very important to take time out. So we have a connection here, very strong soulmate connection with the 2 cups. Could be with a Leo, Sag or Aries here. There was some sort of conflict between the 2 of you, and I feel like here maybe your person wasn't committed or not committed to you. Maybe they were a little bit flowery, or they may have been hard to pin down. I feel that's what I'm hearing. So it could be that you were with somebody that you wanted a commitment with. You wanted a long-term commitment. Maybe they were a bit sort of flowery. I feel like here you may have been dealing with somebody who was very driven, very passionate, but not prepared to sort of show some sort of commitment to the connection here. And I feel like there may have been words or conversations had around this, and maybe a separation occurred because of it. Now, not everybody who doesn't want to commit is a problem. You know, sometimes we just decide in life we're not ready for something long term, we're not feeling it, whatever. But I know a lot of the time when I hear these stories, people say, but they seem so into me, they seem so happy, they seem so committed, but when I really put the hard word down, they backed out. And I feel that's what I've got going on here. It's almost like perhaps you said to them, we've been seeing each other for a while, you know, it's a really strong connection, I'd like something more. And I think your person there has either walked away or pulled the plug on you at that point. Now, it could be you too, so let's keep going. I do have the King of Wands coming over. That's just beautiful energy here. So I have the King and, oh boy, I missed it. Sometimes I'm really good with those knees and I stop the card from going on the floor, but not quite so, that's quite so clever today. That's my exercise for the day, I think. King and Queen with the 2 of Cups between them like this. So I'm feeling here, both of you feeling very, very passionate about each other. You probably had a very fiery connection. You may have had a very strong physical attraction to each other. But once there was this idea, let's sort of call it boyfriend, girlfriend stuff, there was cause for alarm. Or it could be that this was your own conflict. Maybe you wanted something more, but that person never talked to you about it or didn't acknowledge it. Let's keep going. All right, so I have the Sun card coming through, which is really good, with the 8 of Wands. So you're getting communication from this person. What I'm feeling here is that perhaps this person didn't want a commitment at the time, but perhaps they've gone on their merry way and now started to reconsider and perhaps do want to commit to you. It does definitely feel like some sort of news is coming, arrows of love, happiness, really something very joyful here. but very strong Wands energy all through this reading. Oh, look at this. We have the King of Cups with the Ace of Wands after I'd said that. Okay, it could be a fire sign. It could be a water sign, but I feel like if it's a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but I feel like here what you're dealing with is somebody who's got a lot of fire water in their main chart. They do want a commitment now. They do want a new beginning. So I feel like this here is some sort of apology or some sort of, almost feels like, yes, I think this person wants to reconcile. It's a beautiful reading, especially with that Four of Wands, Ace of Wands over the Sun. There is a really strong feeling here that this person has made a huge decision. I don't feel here, if I'm talking to you and you think this is, or feel this is your reading, I feel that whatever sort of came between you was wanting something from this person that they didn't feel they could provide at the time. So it could be they were dealing with other stuff in their life and they just weren't in the right place. I don't feel that this is any way a negative relationship. If you were fighting with this person constantly, if there was, you know, a real disruption between the two of you, I don't feel this is your reading. I feel that you had a very, very good connection, but I feel that the person you were with could not commit for other reasons. I'm sort of feeling here it could be, you know, something to do with their family. It could have been something to do with religion with that Hierophant here. But I'm feeling whatever this person walked away from was because they couldn't commit to you for what they felt was a legitimate reason. I don't feel distance or anything like that. It could be more of a cultural religious thing that they backed off. It could be that they'd come out of another commitment and they weren't ready. But whatever happens here, this person is now coming back in with a love offer. I feel that that may have been very difficult for them to walk away, but I feel the communication is coming in now. Do you trust them? You know, especially with that sort of energy coming through here, you're certainly going to do your homework. But I do feel here that they are asking for another chance with you. And to me, it feels like they're being, you know, pretty straightforward and pretty honest. But I feel like this person had what I would see, I don't want to say a legitimate reason, but I feel like it was. Maybe you wanted children and they didn't want children, for example. I hear that breaks people up, which I think is pretty tough. But some people don't want to have kids for whatever reason. They may already have kids of their own. They may have been married before. But certainly feel like whatever this is now, this person wants to make it work, but in a very, very different way. All right, so this was the reading for Pisces. If you were sitting watching this, let's pull an oracle card. All right, I actually have two cards here, and I said yesterday how interesting that it is that we've been getting a lot of archangel energies coming from this deck. There isn't a dominant part of this deck. The angels are not a dominant part, but they still seem to be coming out. This is for the sixth chakra, so there may be something here that needed to be healed, that you've both healed. This is clarity of thought and personal vision. This very powerful Archangel Metatron brings brilliant indigo vibrations to your brow chakra or third eye, which is the center devoted to insight and clear thought. It indicates much greater clarity for you. New perceptions are taking hold and clouds of confusion are moving. So I feel like here what they may be saying, because you do have the thinking woman here. So let's just have a look at that, which is female of wisdom or understanding, a new love interest. Okay, all right. I feel like here, especially with that Metatron card, that what Spirit is saying here is you need to think about what you want here. Is this what you want? Maybe you've been through a lot of thinking, a lot of overthinking in the past. And what I feel like here is you might now have real clarity of thought. You may be thinking really in a very practical way rather than letting everything sort of overwhelm you. So the thinking woman, with for me, with that card of clarity of thought, is really about making sure that whatever is being offered here is right for you. Um, do you want to go round again, or is it something that you really don't feel like you want to do this time? Anyway, I'll leave you with that. Thank you.